This podcast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
We receive dozens of emails from people that will listen to the podcast. The podcast.
Wow,
The
it is
podcast.
pretty much.
Why you meowing?
Yeah,
So it is almost close to one of us's bedtime.
it is. It is 7 minutes before my bedtime.
So this is going to be an interesting one because somebody might fucking fall asleep.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna fall asleep, but there's a ton of shit happening in the next couple of days. So,
And he's got no fucking energy.
and I got no energy. I blame life, but it is what it is.
What he doesn't know is I actually poked him with a shot of adrenaline.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
he might start freaking out.
So, Captain Numbers, do you know what episode it is?
I have no clue.
What? You are fucking killing me. 77. Go ahead. Where's your crafty little fucking 76? Where is it?
76 doesn't work for 77.
Well, no fuck, because it's 77 and not 76.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a good
Yeah,
one.
No fuck.
I don't have a good one.
Failing it.
Look.
Failing it.
All I'm saying is I better be on for episode 69.
You're a fucking moron. We've already passed 69. You
Oh,
fuckhead.
sorry.
Oh my
Never
God.
mind. Don't listen
Oh
to me.
my God, where is it? And yes, I put up with this pretty much every day.
Wah.
Fucking math
To
wizard.
quote a very smart friend of mine with a very awesome hat. Wah.
Wah, wah. So, okay. I want to say, people in Australia, how the fuck do you find this podcast? I don't care. Well, I do care. I wouldn't have asked you how you found it, but just want to know because
Do you get responses from people when you ask stuff?
fuck no. Sometimes. But actually, like, Jason's responding to shit from probably 6 months to a year ago. So I'm getting responses. Sometimes they're a little late. Butch is pretty good sometimes, but most people don't. But that's okay. Before I forget, so we could streamline everything and we could get pick clip of the week, like, into like a spot where I could get to it and post it and it would go across multiple platforms. We started, yes, I know, don't even want to fucking hear about it, another Instagram site. This one is, and it's a long one, Potty Mouth Records,
Podcast, something.
Pottycast, Potty Mouth Records, Pottycast. Yeah, it's just that. One big long word, but it looks a lot bigger than it is.
Also, there's a bunch of random numbers at the end.
Yeah, 74, 16, 95, because there's a lot of other Potty Mouth Records podcasts out there. And so we don't want to be confused. So we're 79, 76, 21.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you remember that episode of the IT Crowd where Moss had to learn the fucking new number?
2118.
Well, that's easy to remember. 0118 999 88199 9119 7253.
So watch the IT Crowd. There's an episode where apparently in the UK they changed the 911 or whatever it is there to some extremely long, obnoxious, or they made fun of it, made it this.
Is that the Sea Parks episode?
That might be the Sea Park episode where the girl that what's his name is dating. Roy is dating. Her parents died in a fire
at a sea park.
At a sea park.
Creates a scale model of a sea park, and he lights it on fire. And he says, "I don't see how this is gonna." Ow! And then he causes a huge fucking fire.
Nice.
And Moss freaks the fuck out as
And-
much as Moss can because he can't really emote very well.
So it was a very fantastic episode. Recommend it. It's on some streaming platform.
it's
You
on-
choose.
It-
It used
Wait,
to
it's
be
not
on
on
Netflix.
Netflix, it's on
They took it off.
BritBox.
It's on. Yeah, it might be on BritBox now. Yes, we're a subscriber. right now I'm in the middle of fucking Midsummer Mysteries or something.
Oh, I'm pissed because Peacock might be streaming with Paramount, so I might have to be fucking paying for Paramount in order to watch fucking wrestling.
Why would they stream together?
I don't know. Or
Okay.
they I
Don't
saw
yell
a
at
funny
me.
post
I'm
where somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch Mount Cock Plus."
Nice. Nice. Yes, we are victims. We cut the cord and now we pay out the wazoo for all kinds of random shit. Still not as much as we pay for cable, at least what I've heard from other people saying they pay for cable. I'm quite all right with that.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
So, anything special in the news for you
In the news,
this week? Seen your poopy pants?
I've gone 2 days without shitting my pants, which is pretty.
Well, that's
pretty
a good,
impressive.
That is a very good thing. I'm happy
about
for you. Unfortunately, I shit myself today, so back to square one or pants one. Luckily, it was laundry day. So today, for one of these days when we didn't have a shit ton to talk about, we had this something old, something new category thought process. And so we did it. And I think we had talked about it last week on the podcast.
We did. We said we were gonna do it, and we did do it.
And, oh my God, we did do it. And I have to tell you, I don't know. And I might have to set some other fucking rules up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, or there's a minimum amount of songs I have to listen to before I can turn something off.
I told you it was a long fucking album. You didn't listen to me.
Dude, it wasn't even that. So we did
What are you gonna do? EPs from now on?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. Or you have to pick a fucking good record, I guess would be.
Look, you say that there's songs on both records that I don't like.
Okay. So the something new was we chose, and it was kind of a theme because we did the father and son duo, not duo. The father plays in what
the
is
keyboardist for TSOL.
Yep. And there's two boys in it, though. It looked like one of them might have left. And the boys play in this band, Fidlar. Not Fidlar on the Roof, which would be kind of fucking cool, but no.
That would be funnier.
Or it could be Fidlar
That could be
on
their
the
Christmas
Wave.
album. I guess their Hanukkah album.
It could be. That would be fantastic. And I think you should recommend that. I think a lot of kids would be into it. Okay. Loki agrees. All right. So,
He's been loud as fuck the entire time. So
Yeah,
if
if
you
you
hear
guys-
him,
sorry.
you can actually message him on his Instagram. Tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, that would be Loki the Supreme. There's only one of them, no numbers, but Loki the Supreme. He posts on occasion.
He's
All
a
right.
douchebag.
So let's get into this. Do you want to do the old one first, or we want to go new first?
Well,
We're already looking at Fidlar. We're going new.
okay.
So, Matt, what's new?
First off, I want to say, probably my favorite song on that album was the first song on the album.
Really?
That or 5 to 9, which is like halfway through, or actually it's over that. Cheap Beer, I like a lot. Good
Well,
song.
back in the day, I was way into cheap beer.
So you probably relate to the song.
I did. I didn't relate to the band.
Didn't relate to the band.
I was trying to compare them to something that I would have listened to, so that I could make. And the best thing I could think of is like the 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Do I have that number right? Japanese girl band that's in Kill Bill, doing this song, the ooh 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 ooh. So it drove me nuts that the vocals were all done where
It was extremely distorted.
it was extremely distorted, and I'm like,
Do you think you would have liked it more if there was no distortion on the vocals?
I'm not going to say that because everything was kind of mid-tempo and there wasn't anything that grabbed me, and I was like, I think if I was to listen to this record again, if I was going to, none of these songs made I'm going to add that into my playlist so it'll remind me of that band and I'll go back and listen to it. That's kind of how I do things. There was nothing on here. And the one that I thought was the fucking shittiest that I was going to turn off was Max Can't Surf, which is track 6. Like that one, I was like,
There's some
this is
songs in
horrible.
it that
But
I don't fucking like.
It got better. And actually, Horror got better.
Or came on and I was like, this song fucking sucks. And then it kept going. I was like, you know what? It's actually a pretty good song.
It's so, and yes, that
The
was
one
it.
that
was both of those songs. It was like, oh my god, I got
is Max Can't Surf the one where they talk about shooting up with heroin? Because whatever that song, I don't think it is that song. That song,
it's about Max not being able to keep he has no fucking coordination. But it goes on long enough that something happens midway through it. The same thing with Whore, that
it just gets better.
It got better. But
it should be good from the start, though.
But that's a very good point. Because what I was going to say was, even though it got better at the end, there was nothing. And if I was doing something besides driving my car, listening to it might have been better.
I don't think because I listened to both of these albums way more than you did. I found out today that I was far more prepared than he was. So I had actually listened to each of these albums 3 times through. I listened to each of them one last night, and then I listened to each of them twice today.
You know,
which I think blows his fucking mind that I was prepared at all.
Here, I got something for you. Got a little applause for you because
I can tell you that the Fidlar album was a lot more awesome when I was at work, working and doing things, because I shut my brain off. I wasn't paying attention to, which I think the lyrics are one of the things that I don't like about a lot of the songs because they're very generic.
So I used to bust Gavin's ass as a kid. He would bring me records or send me bands, and the lyrics would be so horrendous that I'd make fun of them. Because it was like everything was a low-lying fruit rhyme.
You say that, but I think I sent you a song from Cancer Slug called "Hung by Jesus" that I don't think "Hung Like Jesus," which I don't think you liked. And that song to this day makes me laugh because he's just talking about how his dick's as big as Jesus' dick.
Yeah, I don't know if that was it, but we can pretend like it. This album, maybe I was wrong in listening to it while I was in the car, but I honestly thought I needed to do that so I couldn't get away from it or turn it off. Like I honestly, because I wanted to turn it off. I gotta tell you, is probably by the song 3, White on White. That was like maybe like I was trying to find my highlight song. Like this one's gonna make it. To
I have
the
highlight songs.
Okay,
Cheap Beer and 5 to 9. 5 to 9, I really liked. That one's way poppier than I think a lot of the other songs, but I don't mind.
Yeah, you know what? And after I think it might be that song, they pull back on the distortion in the vocals.
Yeah.
Like there's a point, like I think it's actually after song 6. Maybe it might be that 5 to 9 song. They pull back on some of the effects and shit.
5 to 9 is the one they're like, wow. It's got like little.
You're talking to a person who wanted to turn the fucking record off. So
you weren't paying attention.
To commit that to my brain, that's not going to happen. I was just. It was not me.
No, it definitely was. It's definitely not a you record. But then again, you listen to some stuff that I would never think that you would ever listen to in a million years.
Point.
So
I think, and as funny as you said, the hidden track 15 was okay.
It was okay.
But it was like it was. So I made it that.
I wouldn't even really
record.
consider it a hidden track because it literally starts like not even a minute later.
So I don't even think we got into what the hell they sound like. They're like a lo-fi surf rock garage, and that's why the 5, 6, 7, 8 like that. It reminded me, if anything, they were trying to be a Japanese pop band.
So there was
not Bandmade.
The last hour of work, because these albums, roughly the 2 of them together, they add up to like an hour. So I just played it on the speakers.
And I have to tell you that's probably an important fact as well.
Some guy came in, and he was blown away that I was listening to Fidlar, and he said, "This band's awesome. I love this band." And I said, "I like this band too. I don't like everything they've done." He's like, "No, this album's great, straight through." And you know what? Shout out to that guy. Don't know his name, but doubt he'll listen to this. But I'm glad that you like it more than I do.
There you go. I'm glad he liked it far more than I did. But so I did want to bitch because, not knowing, we didn't communicate which Fidlar record.
Did you listen to an entire album?
and I started on, I think, the newest one.
I don't
And
like that
it
one.
was the first song was the fucking Beastie Boys, What You Want, without the Beastie Boys on it, and whoever the singer is going over it. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, really? There was no way. I have to be honest. If that was the album, there was no way, unless things drastically changed after
With the
that
next
first song, that I was listening to the whole thing. I was just going to tell you you're a fucking moron, and the game was over.
I had
The-
not
the-
even listened to the new album.
This contest was over before it began.
So
because-
he also mentioned to me, the guy in the liquor store, he said, they sucked after he got sober.
Oh, I think that happens.
I think that does happen, and it doesn't surprise me that he had to get sober. Those of you wondering what that is there's a little monster trying to get in.
The dog needed to come into the room, so
You can hear him. He's very excited to be here.
all right. So, do we have to say anything else about these guys, or can I just
Do you immediately just want to go to
the far superior record out of the two? Okay, so on with the old.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum look a lot
It's
alike, Daddy.
got songs that I like more off of it, but there are still songs on that record that I don't like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. And as much as I wanted to bust balls about boring mid-tempo, I couldn't
Because you picked one of the worst TSOL albums to complain about that for.
So, I just want to say that I think the fucking Wikipedia write-up on TSOL is wrong. I'm going to have to look this shit up. But I don't think this is their first fucking record.
It's not. I told you it wasn't. You
I
still
already,
wanna do
I
it?
told you the same thing. I told you it wasn't because,
Their first record, technically, I guess, is that
and I love that one.
it's those two EPs put together.
No, that's not.
Then what
it.
the fuck are you talking about?
We're gonna hit a pause, and I'm gonna pop this bitch open. Where I'm giving you. Wait, where is it?
It's time for an official Potty Mouth Podcast potty break.
All right.
What the?
Th-
Yeah.
That's us coming back. All
Wow.
right. So I looked it up, and I was totally fucking wrong.
You are wrong. This is the first one.
This is the first one, apparently.
Okay. Well, some of this record, I don't want to say.
I thought the one
sucks.
from Alternative Tentacles was the first one, and this followed. And I'm wrong.
There are some songs, some, as you would put it, mid-tempo songs on this record that I find boring as fuck.
You're saying that you find the tracks on Fidlar superior to the
No,
tracks on
no,
this
the
one?
mid-tempo songs on both albums are boring as fuck. I don't like mid-tempo.
Yeah, I have a problem with that too.
Like, yeah, no.
Okay.
Now standouts for me, definitely Sounds of Laughter, Code Blue, Silent Scream,
I think Love Story
Love
for
Story's
me,
good.
Peace Through Power is a
Peace
good
Through
one.
Power is good.
See, and Funeral March is really good. Dance With Me is really good. You're just a big whiny. There's less songs I actually like the whole album, so that'll be. There are more 4+ star songs on here than there are.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
I think there might be two, 80, not 80 times. It's the Triangle song. The lyrics are a little. It's weird. I kind of like it because it's very story. He tells it's a really good story.
Well,
But then I'm like, that's kind of corny as fuck. Once again,
TSOL likes to do this thing where they switch genres in between songs a lot. And I like them as a punk band, and that's about as much as I will say about that.
so I really, really like this record. I did not get. This was not my first TSOL record. My first TSOL record was after Jack Grisham had left the band. And it was my first one was Revenge, even though Change Today came out before that. And so it's a huge gap, especially going from True Sounds of Liberty record on Alternative Tentacles to changed today. I don't understand the gap. I kind of look at them still as two different bands.
So that's like the same thing with like you have the Danzig era and the Michael Graves era for the Misfits, two completely different bands.
Yeah, that's hard for me. But
You don't
yes.
think they're two different bands?
Oh yeah, I think they're two different bands. I think that
Although
I just wasn't ready for your comparison of those two records. Trying to think where you were shitting on the records. What it was.
Shit on the record. I was just saying that there are some songs of this record that I don't like.
And that hurts.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. This must have been a mall purchase.
This must have been a mall purchase.
Yeah, I must have picked this up. This must have been a Waxy Maxi, I think.
It's not, because there some of my favorite TSOL songs are off this record, but
You know what's amazing? I just thought about
what?
how well West Coast punk bands were distributed on the East Coast versus,
The opposite.
well, just even here. No, just here. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, it was easier to find, and maybe it's just because they were the bigger bands. Well, I guess Misfits don't count, but like all the SST
Yeah,
stuff
because
was
Misfits
here.
is New Jersey.
Yeah, like all the SST
Jersey.
bands. Who else was like a label putting out at that time? Slash, which was Fear, and like that stuff. Like they had
All
really
those
good.
New York bands.
Yeah. Okay. So
New York Dolls.
let me take that back. Maybe it's more of you didn't know what you were looking for, and you didn't have the magic of internet or.
Yeah. You have to know somebody who knows
Who
somebody
knows
who's
some-
into something.
Yes.
in order to find
you
shit.
know, so I'm totally off on that.
Which is me talking out of my ass because I didn't live through that.
No, but that's what it was. And
Yeah.
like you'd hear stories. Inflow of information came from gossip at shows, from Flipside magazine or Maximum Rock and Roll. One of those two magazines.
Is Maximum Rock and Roll the one that Reverend Norb wrote for him?
I believe so.
Shout out Reverend Norb. That's Dream Podcast guest.
Well, I'll let you work on that.
Oh, you want me to contact him?
Yeah, go Reverend Norb.
Reverend Norb, please join. Please come on and let us talk to you about Boys the Sprinkler. Do a two-parter for that.
Oh, it could be. He might have great stories to tell.
He definitely does. Have you read
yeah?
that book yet?
No, do I read?
No, that's right. Curtis is illiterate.
I'm not illiterate. I just don't read.
Because he's illiterate.
Well, you know what?
It's okay to be illiterate. I mean, it sucks, but we have text-to-speech now, so you'd be okay.
You're fucking horrible.
Could translate it for you into stick figures.
You're an ass, I swear to God. Like, my mind is not functioning, and I'm getting beat the fuck up, which is fine.
He has
All right,
no
I'm
clue what
ready.
he's fucking
It's
talking
going.
about.
All right, so I'm going to start that over. So you can only get the information from Flipside, Maximum Rock and Roll,
Thrasher.
or, yeah, they had C notes in the back. That's when you found out that John Joseph was fronting Bad Brains for a while. But HR was always.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I mean, who else are you going to have? Nobody's...
That dude from Fireburn, I forget his name, that...
HR, I feel like, is like... It's kind of like Jello, where...
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you go see Bad Brains without HR? Why the fuck would you go see Dead Kennedys without Jello?
Oh.
They're just like... 90% of the energy comes from them. A lot of the, like, identity of the band, I feel like,
I would say
comes
the
from
identity
them.
of the band definitely comes from them.
It's just like you have somebody that has a lot of shit to say, but also that is like intelligent, but also a lot of shit to say that like throws you off because it sounds fucking stupid. And I think that's the magic of it, is to like show how smart you are, but not make people think that you're fucking pretentious.
I think that's impossible.
Ooh, to some, maybe to you. And I sound pretentious.
Yep, nice job. Way to fuck that up.
You go there, you want to see those people.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear the hits too. Still
Yeah.
worried about how that shit's gonna pan out at the old
No
True Value concert, but we're gonna have a man on the fucking field to tell us how it is.
Oh, yeah.
I believe Jonathan and the lovely Trish are going to this fantastic. They've already got their tickets.
I'm maybe going. Don't know.
That's good. I was looking. Plane tickets are about $225 round ticket. So you're $450, $425 in.
Ooh.
There you go. Trust me, I looked into it, kids, because that fucking lineup is so good that.
Yeah, but like if I went and then I came back and I was like, it was fucking awesome. I feel like you'd be very upset. You didn't go.
Yeah, I don't have the fear of missing out that much.
No.
No, I mean, am I jealous? Fuck yes, but I'm not.
Like you're jealous when I saw you were jealous when I saw Gut Instinct.
That I was very jealous of.
Because I mean, how long has it been since they've played?
It's been a couple years. I think I was at the last one they played. I think it was the CD release party. I think back in the day there was a kid that would show up at all the shows, and like all the local bands that he got their shit from, he basically put them on the CDs, and you could buy them like $5 a pop. So you could get the Gut Instinct discography and the Just Cause discography, like all of these like local bands. They'd have them, and he'd just have them all ready to go on a CDR for you.
That discography fucking CD is expensive now.
Is it?
And it's not cheap, although CDs are getting fucking... Any fucking piece of media is getting fucking expensive because any like physical like form of media is considered obsolete, so it's like it's a novelty now. Like records are fucking expensive as shit, CDs are expensive as shit. People are paying fucking hundreds of dollars for fucking laser discs.
Which I don't know why, because most of them suffer from laser rot after a couple of years because the technology is really not that good. It was, I mean, for what it did, but the problem with the laser disc is that you laminate the two discs together, and if it's not done absolutely perfectly, it gets air bubbles in it and oxidize, and it's called laser rot. And basically, it breaks down the. I worked at a fucking video store, and we specialized in fucking laser discs. And so even back in the day, it suffered from fucking laser rot.
So
like
they're probably
Gen
fucked now.
Gen 1, like the first wave were horrible. You were lucky to get like 5 years out of them.
Do you think that there are companies that still make laser discs now? Especially considering that, like...
No way. You could probably get...
How expensive...
You could probably get a burner and do it yourself, like off of eBay. Because the company I worked for, they had a video studio, and they were doing work on toasters, which were...
What?
They were what...
Not literal toasters.
All the animation from Jurassic Park was done on. They were called toasters. But to do the animation work and stuff, you had to burn it to a laser disc to send off for people to use because the resolution was so much higher.
Right. The only thing that hasn't gotten more expensive is fucking tapes.
Whoa. So now I'm going to add to this tape story.
Not VHSs. VHS has been getting expensive as well for some fucking reason.
So I was on the Friend Face Marketplace.
Right.
Because I have a short attention span.
No.
And there was an 83 GTI that was on there. So I started going through the marketplace. And some fucking clown is trying to sell a cassette copy of License to Ill. It is just a cassette, not the J card, not the case, just a cassette. Who wants the Beastie Boys that bad?
How much is it?
They wanted $20,000. No fuck. I'm gonna have to fucking screen cap
what
it.
What the
post
fuck?
It. I'm trying to be more proactive about this posting shit. It's not my bag. But I'm gonna find.
Honey, where did the $2,000 in the savings go to?
No,
Beastie Boys.
20,000. 20. Yes.
But that's about my life savings.
Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous.
Holy
I about
shit.
I was like, which moron?
And if somebody buys it, you know what the fucked up thing is? it's gonna bring the value up of it. Because that's how that fucking works.
Even if they overpaid, it's going to bring the value
Yeah.
up. Oh my god. It's so fucking stupid.
Like, I'm a fucking idiot. I like to sit and I like to play PS2 a lot. And some of those games, like, because out of all, like, the older consoles, PS2 is probably one of the cheapest to collect for because there's so many fucking PS2s around. And now, some of those games are getting up to, like, $40, $50, which doesn't sound like a lot, but then you have to think about how fucking old they are and how many of the fucking copies exist. Like,
So, how expensive? We used to play a game.
Buster Groove.
Yeah.
Buster Groove is about, and that's a PS1 game. That is about $300 at least, disc only.
Jesus Christ. We used to have the soundtrack.
It's a fuck. The soundtrack's expensive because I looked into buying the soundtrack.
Oh my god. I have the MP3 somewhere. You don't have to do that.
But that game is magic, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I like, and you know where it is.
Tell me. My love.
It's at Salem.
Oh,
at
the
the
game?
daycare.
Oh my god. Do you think you could walk in one day and
Say,
go,
I'll pay you $20 to go grab this if this
Do
is
you
still
think-
there.
there's no way that game's still there?
There's no fucking way.
No. But that's funny that you would barge into the daycare.
But yeah, because I was told I wasn't allowed to play Ultimate Alliance because it was
It
rated
was
teen.
violent. Oh, Jesus.
Which you play. I don't think it's that violent of a game.
No. Well, I don't think so, but that's just me.
But yeah, I mean, like, some of those games get expensive, especially like ones that like people really want to play. Like the one SmackDown game. That's like a $40 game.
Gavin's into wrestling,
Yeah, I love wrestling.
which is so bizarre because I remember going through that phase, and I remember actually going through like a renaissance into it about the same time period you're at right now. Like I totally remember, like everybody from the
Attitude Era.
that we worked with went to see fucking wrestling one night. I might have been a drunk, annoying fuck, but yes, they were staring at me, and yes, I was in the nosebleeds in the back of the fucking.
Who is your favorite besides Roddy Piper? Because I know you love Roddy Piper.
Well, that was back when The Rock was hitting. Who else?
The Rock's back,
Well, I don't care.
but he's a heel again.
Shit, I'm trying to think. Like Hulk Hogan and those guys that all went
I
to the
fucking hate Hulk
WWE.
No, they went to WCW.
WCW, yeah.
Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
They were all there. Well, they were when
no,
I
they
started
left-
watching it. Well,
They
I'm
left
s-
and they came back
I am saying
as
that.
they came back to the NWO because
Yeah, that was a East whatever thing.
no, the NWO came over to WWE.
Oh, Jesus
and it
Christ.
sucked. It was
We are
bad.
not doing wrestling fucking podcast.
It's not a wrestling podcast.
I liked wrestling. I did. And when I
No,
was a kid,
No, he doesn't.
when I was a kid, it was Roddy Piper. He used to drive me nuts. And Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas was fucking huge.
Yeah, he was a big boy. And Don Morocco. They were my one. They were my three favorites.
Your three true loves.
My three true loves. And so you know what that meant, right? Nobody ever fucking won.
No.
No, so I set myself up for a life of disappointments because all the people I liked at wrestling, they never won. Or they'd win like the fucking Intercontinental Champion belt for like 3 days. And by the time it came on next week, it'd be like, Thursday night in Oklahoma, Don Morocco got beat up by, I don't know who the fuck he would have got.
Not even on television?
Yeah, it was just shit. Yeah, the storylines, dude, it just fucking, it wasn't as solid as it is now.
The storylines now are fucking ridiculous. I just watched an episode where they threatened to chop off a guy's penis.
The Bobbit.
No, this guy took out a giant piece of sausage, had a samurai sword, and he screamed at the guy. He said, "Val Venus, I chop yo pee-pee," and then he slammed the samurai sword on the giant sausage. And let me tell you, that's probably about the point where I had to stop watching for 5 seconds to like collect myself because I couldn't pay attention because I was laughing so fucking hard.
So, what was the sausage cooked or not cooked?
It was raw.
Nice. So that made a mess.
Yeah.
Do you think they worried about spreading diseases or
I
getting?
don't think they gave a fuck.
Okay, I'm just asking. A concerned parent here.
I mean, they bleed all over the fucking mat and they don't even clean it up. They just send the next person in. So if you have a really bloody match beforehand, you look and you're like, there's still a lot of blood in there. Okay.
That's unbelievable. I used to love it. I did.
It's you say that, but like I've sat down in the living room and watched wrestling, and you said I'm gonna go to bed, and then you stood there for probably about 30 minutes watching wrestling, pretending like you weren't watching wrestling.
I wasn't playing whatever the game is I play at night.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, very possible.
Because you sat there and said, I think I was at this.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah, you did watch one that was from the Baltimore Arena.
And then you were like, and then you started talking about how much you love The Rock.
Yeah, because he was fucking funny
He's
back
funny
in
as shit.
Mark Tulbit got us into him.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. So, with all this talking about beating down and shit, it's
You
time
did a
to
perfect
go
transition.
to our pick clip of the week.
Wow.
So what Gavin has sent us is from Death Before Dishonor. All right, here we go. Death Before Dishonor. Oh my god.
That's so fucking awesome.
So what we have just witnessed
Oh god, that's so cool.
is a guy jumping down in the pit
on all fours,
being a launch board for his boy to fucking
and
dive
then he
into.
does a little fucking yeah.
Yeah. They were all. It was. It is bro-rific. You can
It's
see
beautiful.
It is. And then he's going to fucking beat kids up. It was magical. He's busting out his old Cool Hand shirt. So we will post this on Monday so you can see this magic, or Tuesday, depending on.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. The kid's got a cool Slapshot shirt on. I'll give him that. Besides that,
we do like Slapshot around here.
yeah, we do. Give him hell, Jack. I don't know, Gavin.
I think that's a good one.
I think that's good.
Completely unrelated. I saw a picture of a van that said JohnLennonTruth.org, and it was basically just a bunch of stickers on it saying that, like, basically insinuating that Stephen King killed John Lennon.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right, so adios, motherfuckers.
Yep.
This podcast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks.
That was way better than I expected.
POTTYCAST podcast. Ba-da.
Whoa. So, if by chance you're back next time, what records are we doing?
Are we doing another old versus new?
Yeah. It gives us something to talk about and me to bitch about how much I don't like new music. It's what I do. So, Dead Guy. Fixation on a Coworker is the old. Even though it just got re-released. Pick it up.
That doesn't count.
Pick it up. Go to Dead Guy's whatever Insta account they have.
Go to deadguy.com/deadguy.
Dead Guy eats Dead Guy. All right, you think about it, send it to me.
Okay.
Because I got shit for saying Scowl because I thought he'd actually know who had listened to that one.
No, I'm not the biggest Scowl fan.
Well,
I think they're
lost.
good, but they're not my favorite.
Well, I think then I'm setting it. Listen to the new one, the EP. It's only 5 songs. I think it's like 16 minutes. Give that a whirl, and Fixation on a Coworker. And I'm going to go back and listen to Fixation as well. Once again, the second best Dead Guy record, but we're here to argue. Who's here to argue with us? Anyway,
Loki.
Loki.
That's why we kicked him out.
Fuck yeah.
Because he was being a dick.